Hey, Shalom, 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 stuff. Supposed by giving no praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kadash, that belongs to the apostles of GMS and honors you brothers doing the work, the most on truth and sincerity. So just a quick one. I'm going to talk like something like effectively mandatory, if not mandatory, right? And this is basically going off of the back of the Qantas Airlines boss saying that all international travelers on the airline will have to have vaccination. It's basically saying anyone on his airline, Qantas, right, which that's your, I believe that's basically your Australia, New Zealand, kind of those kinds of airlines, basically rather serving that part of the world, right? Basically saying that they're gonna have to have the COVID vaccine, right? Says we are looking at changing our terms and conditions to say for international travelers that we will ask people to have a vaccination before they get on the aircraft, right? So certainly for international travelers visiting the visitors, certainly for international visitors coming out and people leaving the country, we think that's a necessity. He did not clarify if those would apply to those coming from countries where the vaccine may be slow to roll out. Um, there was another. There's a good point here. Oh, yeah, it says there's a lot of logistics, a lot of technology that needs to be put in place for this time. In fact, I need to read this whole paragraph here. Says I think that's going to be a common thing. Talking to my colleagues in other airlines around the globe. So basically, what this is saying is, everyone, if you wanna jump on a plane now, you gotta have the serum, right? And I've been saying the V word all throughout. Miles, will just carry on, but um, I says, yeah, I think that's going to be a common thing. So if you want to travel, hey, best make sure you have that serum. But hey, we already have our particular standpoint, right? This is what we're looking at is how you can have the proof in an electronic version of a passport that certifies what the vaccine is, if it's acceptable in the country you're traveling to. So I mean, so there's lots of logistics, a lot of technology that needs to be put in place to make this happen. The legality of mandatory vaccination is likely to be a hot topic of debate after the Oxford and AstraZeneca vaccine had become the third vaccine to demonstrate more than 90% efficacy. Scott Morrison has previously said vaccination will be as mandatory as you can possibly make it for Australians, so basically effectively mandatory, right? The Prime Minister originally suggested that only those with medical exemptions would be allowed to refuse it, but he later walked this statement back, saying we can't hold someone down and make them take it, right? Says in the interview, Joyce said it was unlikely that the airline would resume regular flights, etc., etc. So it goes on to some other crap, right? But what we're basically seeing here is the groundwork being laid for this mark of the beast, right? And it's gonna be like that with the mark of the beast, right? Hey, take this mark of the beast, or you get in this concentration camp. Take this mark of the beast, or live on the streets, live in the woods. Take this mark of the beast, or don't eat. Now we know what we gonna do. We ain't gonna take the mark of the beast, right? It's plain and simple, right? Plain and simple, because we know what that is. That is the RFID microchip, man, right? Not the vaccine, right? People, you've had certain people saying that the mark of the beast is the vaccine, right? No, the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Now, whether that's with the vaccine or whatever, what have you, we don't know those particulars, but we know that the mark of the beast is the RFID implantable marker chip. Whether you get that in your left hand, your right hand, your forehead, wherever. Okay. So we'll just grab some precepts and we'll close out. So Psalm 64 from verse 2 says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Now, this is basically describing what the world calls the Illuminati, right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So this is a secret council. All of these different things that have been played out. This whole plan, right? That is a secret council, man. Right? Because once again, you look at the data that came out of Italy, basically saying that you had a whole load of people with coronavirus antibodies from back in October, right? October, not to October 2019, before it became a pandemic. So what you telling us, it became more infectious and more people were getting it. Like, what exactly does that mean, right? So that's why people say it's a pandemic as opposed to a pandemic. Why? Because this man has gone, when you really look at the numbers, man, the response from this man was completely outweighed, meaning one thing, that he's doing a thing, he's doing something, he's getting ready to do something, right? And that thing is to implant this RFID marker chip. That is the end goal, right, which he's working towards. Verse 5 is, they encourage themselves on an evil matter, they commune of laying snares privily, they say, who shall see them, right? So everything that we're seeing this man do, right, it's an evil matter, man, right? It's an evil matter, right? Trying to put these serums in everyone, right? That is an evil matter, man, right? Hey, you can't live without, for something that most people recover. It's actually ridiculous. Like, basically over 99 or something like 99% recovery rate. This is the devil, which to us, we're not surprised. We know who this man is. Micah 2 says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, when the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So they are able to do this wickedness. So guess what? They do this wickedness, right? Why? Because the earth has been given into their hand. Job 9:24. Right, but woe meaning destruction unto them that devise, once again, to this idea to put RFID market chips in everyone. That is iniquity, man. Basically, the law says not to make cuttings in the flesh, right? But this man's not only going to do that, but he's going to put something to track people, right? Basically connecting people up and basically giving them an IMEI number, right? Your phone has an IMEI number, right? International Mobile Equipment Identifier, right? All phones have this number, and Esau basically wants to put that number in you as well. Okay, says yeah, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they press a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And now, if you don't know who that's talking about, who covets fields and takes them by violence, who does that? To 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, we're not ignorant of what Esau's playing at, right? We're watching as we're commanded to do, right? We're looking at the scriptures, right? We're looking at the prophecies. We're like, okay, cool. How's all of this gonna play about? How's everything gonna play out, right? And then from that way, we just send up them prayers, pray that the Lord keeps us in these last days, keeps us strong, and just endure, right? Because we know, yeah, the kingdom, we know the kingdom is close and we're excited, but we know that before that, right, we must be tried, right? This is Matthew the 24th chapter. I'm gonna start from verse 6. The point I want is in verse 9, right? It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? So at the beginning of the year, I was hearing about the wars and the rumors of wars, right? Even right now. Then there was a thing of China and the what do you call it? In fact, this year's been full of wars and rumors of war when you really think about it. You had that General Soleimani, then you had the thing with China, then you had the thing with Greece and Turkey, and then now you're having the thing with Azerbaijan and Armenia, right? And who knows what's next? Okay. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, which this current as situation, real or imagined, is a pestilence, right? It says, an earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So everything that we just described here is the beginning of sorrows. But then what does it say? Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right. But hey, guess what? we gonna be all right either way, right? Because this time around, for the most part, as the apostles say, this is the time of salvation, right? So for the most part, the Esau ain't gonna kill too many of us, right? But does that mean we should be in a mindset of being, oh, we gonna be all right? No, we might not be. We don't know what our lot is. Okay, we don't know what our lot is, right? I believe I just got one more. Precepts, Revelation 13:16, as we all know, right? It says, and he calls all, but small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? So basically, without this mark, you ain't gonna be able to maneuver in this particular kingdom, right? As we read in this article here, right? If you ain't got the serum, you ain't gonna be able to go on any more international travel, man, right? And they're gonna have to put the infrastructure there. This is the key thing. They're gonna have to put the infrastructure there, right? Of to basically monitor who has this and who has not had this. And what does that mean? It means it can all be easily transferred into the mark of the beast. Okay, so as always, Lords, all that was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.